Just talking to Robert Priest and his new album, Feeling the Pinch. And that's just a track that we just played, Who the Fuck Knows. Excellent track for an excellent album, and Robert will be appearing at the Transact Club between 5 and 7. This Sunday, hopefully, I wouldn't be there, but I just remembered. Laura and I are going to be in Newfoundland on the East Coast doing some things for her promotion and her career. And so I'm going to be missing that, but hopefully we'll get to the next Robert Priest gig. And we are back in the studio, and we have the Black Coffee Poet.
Hi.
Good to have you, man.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, Nick.
You're welcome, and thank you for your patience. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, so it's good to have you here. Why the name Black Coffee Poet?
It's pretty simple. I drink black coffee and I'm a poet. And I thought it was pretty catchy for blackcoffeepoet.com.
Wow, no ambiguity there at all.
Not at all, yeah.
You come from a really interesting mix, ethnically speaking. Can let our listeners know?
Yeah, my mom's from Peru in South America, and she's indigenous, Spanish, Chinese, and Basque. Okay. And then I don't use the word father because you have to earn that. That person is from Lebanon. He's Arab.
Oh my God, that's an interesting mix.
Yeah, very mixed. Mixed race, mixed up, and mixing shit up.
So, sounds good. Now, Black Coffee Poet, you're on Facebook, of course.
I'm on Facebook, yes.
Are there any other sites that people can dig you up?
Yeah, this is actually the 2-year anniversary of blackcoffeepoet.com. That's my website.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to cut right to the chase. I'll let people know a little bit more about Black Coffee Poet, but I want to get right to the poetry.
All right, then.
Spoken word.
Let's do it. So I'm a book poet. I don't do spoken word. So I'm going to read a poem that it's my first published poem. It was published in the Toronto Star, and I'm really one of the things that I do is I try to bring awareness about stopping violence against women. And there are 800 plus Native women in Canada that have been murdered or gone missing, and the Canadian government and police are doing nothing about it. This is a poem called A Poem to Mayor David Miller, published August 13th, 2008. Why haven't you walked the streets of Parkdale or rallied around the Sherbourne Street high-rises to end violence against women, the way you marched up and down Yonge Street a few years back? I guess a brown, chubby-cheeked First Nations girl and a woman struggling with addiction don't count. They weren't blonde, blue-eyed, and middle class. They weren't from the #1 area to own property in 2008. They weren't the picture of Canada. Caitlin Sampson was of color, original to this land, and the worst case Detective Ryan has seen in 20 years on the job. Carolyn Connolly was middle-aged, battled cocaine for a third of her life, left for dead in an alley, something that no one should go through. They might just be numbers to you, 38 and 39. They're not numbers to their families, their friends, their communities, to me.
This is Nik Beat. You're listening to the Black Coffee Poet, and here is some more of his work. Enjoy.
This is part of an essay that I had published in Descant Writers in Prison. I was incarcerated a couple years ago. Not a couple years, many years ago, sorry. On 2 different occasions when I was a youth. And you know, when you go inside, you kind of match up with your own people. That's just the way it goes. Okay. And so this is called You Look for Your Own. Because a Nicaraguan guy walked up to me, I guess he noticed, this is somebody who's like me. You look for your own. Shared skin, shared history, shared home. You look for your own. Shared language, shared food, shared bones. You look for your own. Shared struggles, shared victories, shared water, land, and stones.
This is Nik Beat. You're listening to Black Coffee Poet. I'm just going to let you know a little bit more about him because he's totally new to our HOWL show. It's great to have him here. As he said, he's a Chinese Basque Arab background, and is a Toronto-based poet, essayist, and journalist. He has been fortunate to be mentored by Indigenous writers Simon Ortiz, Lee Miracle, Marilyn Dumont, and Daniel Heath Justice. Sorry about that. I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name now, guy.
Vallejos.
Vallejos.
Antonio Vallejos.
Vallejos. Writing has appeared in the Kenyon Review, Descant, Crave It, Color Lines, racialissues.com, and other publications. He wrote the first ever Indigenous column at University of Toronto, The Condor's View. He's the creator of and lead writer and vlogger at Black Coffee blackcoffeepoet.com. The Black Coffee Poet YouTube channel, and as a regular contributor to
Anishinaabeg News.
Thank you, News of the Anishinaabe Nation and Extra, Canada's largest queer publication, and we're lucky to have him here.
Thank you.
Now, why are you a poet? I mean, you don't make money, usually, people aren't famous usually.
I used to say I hate poetry. I didn't get it in high school. There were no poets that I was attracted to. And then I read like a top 10 you must have books for Indigenous people. And one of them was this book called Not Vanishing by Crystals. Crystals is Menominee Nation from the US, well, the land now known as the USA. And she is queer, she's native, and she doesn't put any punches. So I saw this book at First Nations Social University of Toronto, opened it up, and I was blown away. And I was like, whoa, somebody who writes about stuff that I care about. And then I saw myself in a way, even though I'm not the same nation as her and I'm not from this land. And I just started writing, man. And you know, Native writers are the ones that embraced me. All those people that you mentioned are Native writers, and they took me in and they saw a hungry, young writer who took advice well, who listened, and just started writing.
Okay. Now, is writing, does it operate on any kind of cathartic basis at all?
I write everywhere, anytime. Sometimes out of emotion, like what you saw there with the first poem. I was flipping the newspaper and saw a dead woman, tiny pieces, and you know, Mayor Miller not doing anything about it. There's other times where I'm just, you know, watching a fight or something. I'm a big fight fan, and something will hit me, you know. Or I could be at the coffee shop and people watching, and then just start writing.
It's funny. Ever since I heard that George Carlin thing about Muhammad Ali beating people up, and then that's what he does for a living, but he won't go and fight, you know, as he very courageously didn't go fight in the Vietnam War. But I realized that he made me realize boxing is people beating each other up, and yet I can't help. I'm still a fan of boxing. I'm just absolutely spellbound by it.
Yeah.
It's a weird alchemy there. I don't know.
Well, the thing is with boxers and writers is that we both use our hands. Our hands are integral to what we do. And boxing is an art, and you got to work on your craft as is writing. And that's the way I see it. And if you like boxing, I brought a boxing poem to read.
Please, and then we're going to break for a little music and say hello to Sex City. It's coming up at 11 o'clock. Stay tuned for more CIUT program. Go right ahead.
All right, this poem is called Chico, and it's of a boxer that I really liked, Diego Chico Corrales. He was Latino and black, and again, I could see somebody like me on TV, you know, but they were beating the crap out of each other. So I started it off with a quote. It's the punch you don't see that knocks you out, and that's legendary trainer Emmanuel Stewart. So here goes the poem, Chico. Sawed off under his bed, championship belt on his wall, his pregnant girlfriend carrying 2 black eyes. Was Chico the man? Ran with a clique, wore his tats with pride, served a year inside. Called a violent Zen master, cool and calm with a left hook that came from nowhere, left many a man tits up. A come-from-behind fighter, a banger brawler, sometimes taking 4 to land 1, almost always finding a way to win. Down goes Garcia, down goes Juco, down goes Manfredi, down goes Freitas. 1 title, 2 title, 3 titles. His greatest moment, our greatest fight, making Castillo's eyes roll back to Sonora, Mexico. Gave all he had, took all he could, against a Mexican. Never the same after. Street wars, ring wars, whiskey wars. New weight class, new woman, new baby, no money. Bottle his confidant, motorcycle his meditation, back of a van his final KO. In the ring, Chico was the man. For Diego Chico Corrales, 1977 to 2007.
You listen to Black Coffee Poet, and we've got 30 seconds left in the interview, but let's let people know again, Black Coffee Poet, where people can hear your stuff, read your stuff. Do you have stuff online, I assume, that people can read?
Yeah, the format really is I interview people, I review their books, I have a YouTube channel, Black Coffee Poet, where I feature them, and then I do my own writing, because my writers have been telling me, hey, where are you? We want to know about you. And
Okay.
so that's where they can find it, blackcoffeepoet.com, and I'm Black Coffee Poet on Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, this is Nik Beat. We're going to be signing off with a bit of music from Babs Martin to say outro on the game. Remember, Sex City is coming up on CIUT at 11 o'clock. This is Nik Beat thanking Black Coffee Poet. We're actually going to have him back because he didn't get a lot of time. We're going to have him back with a lot more time very, very soon. And thanks to Robert Priest and Babs Martin, and also thanks to Sahara for that little minuet. Remember to contribute to Laura LaRocque's Indiegogo for Law of Attraction video, helping her realize her dreams. Nik Beat, stay tuned for more CIUT programming. Cool, man.
Thank you very much. It was
You're
an honor.
welcome.
I'm really happy, and I'd love to come back.
Please. I actually have room for you November 13th and 27th. I have to double check my
Okay,
schedule.
let me know. Yeah, let me know.
So I'll have you back for a lot longer time. Sorry, it's been
problem.
astringent.
Yeah, that was great.
And we actually gotta get out of here. Okay. Pronto.
Somebody's glasses, I'm not sure.
Oh. Oh, actually I think those are Robert's.